right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for another amazing and exciting edition of the Cavmont Bank Smart Money Show.
Yes.
Brought to you by your best and favorite local bank in Zambia. Mm-hmm. So you know what, guys? Today's my last show for a while. Oh. That means I'm going to be on leave 3 weekers.
Oh,
Not
wow.
weeks, but weekers. Okay.
That's good. That's like, a plural of leave, isn't
A plethora of leaves.
Nice.
Yeah, so Ingrid and Twamba will be coming through for the next few weeks. Good on you guys. But I wanted to leave out with a bang. So remember, everybody, we are live. Not like a bang, like, you know what? Dario's got problems. You know that? Yeah, no. So yes, we are live on our Cavmont Bank Facebook page. So if you would like to tune in to the Cavmont Bank Smart Money Show on Facebook, we are live right now. And also this will also air on Diamond TV. So we also welcome our Diamond TV viewers. And just in case anything
Not forgetting our YouTube viewers.
Oh, yes, of course. Look at you, Jules. She's like, I'm in the zone now just because I don't have a bank account. Don't mean I don't know. Doesn't mean I don't know things about Cavmont Bank, but I still don't have a bank account. Yeah, you got what? You got what? No ATM card from Cavmont Bank. Just saying. Just putting it out there, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we are on all these different platforms, so make sure you check us out and find out what's going on to be a little more smart money. So now I was thinking it's almost the end of the year, guys. All right, we're getting to the end of the year, and then right now we're all like, I want to do this. Ingrid says she's going to lose weight. By herself.
Did you have to pause?
No, by herself.
What we remember is
you were part of the deal.
You were part of the conversation.
I wasn't here, so how could I have been part of the conversation?
You were making plans. She was just informing us.
I don't know. She made the plans. She just informed all of us, not just you guys. But anyway, yesterday we had our team's sort of Secret Santa dinner, right? And one of the things that I'm going to borrow Ngoza's words, she said she's tired of poveration, okay?
Oh, wow.
No more poveration.
Wow.
And it got me thinking, and then we started having a really big conversation around it. I have a very real feeling that if you decide you don't want to be in poverty, then you won't be in poverty. I truly believe that. So one of the things I want you guys to do is if you are ready to get out of poveration, and poveration is at all levels. This is what we discovered, okay? When you've got no job, you're in serious poveration, and you say, if only I had a job that paid me 3,000 kwacha, right? Yeah. You get into that 3,000 kwacha job, and you're like, out of poveration for 3 months. After 3 months, how come you're back into poveration? Have you noticed that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So then you're like looking at the person who makes 10,000 kwacha, and you're like, if only I made 10,000. No, even the person who makes 5,000, you're like, if only I made 5,000, I'd be out of poveration. You get to 5,000, you're still in poveration. The person at 5,000 is looking at the 10.
Because prices are also going up.
Yeah, but also what you want, change of lifestyle.
Right.
We are human beings. The minute you get even a 500 kwacha, or
you improve.
Yeah.
I don't eat sesame. Sensei.
What's just sense?
It's a form of carpenter, isn't it?
To me, it just says.
I don't eat sensei.
Meanwhile, the real rich people are the ones who do eat just
that kind of go.
That's what happens, you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody in my office, they laugh at me because I walk around with there are partners, we can say, with my Smart Saver book. I swear to you, I use that book. Me and for coupons. So even today, I'm going to go get a new tire for my car because of the coupon in the Smart Saver book.
Nice.
And then we might be going away and thanks very much to one local airline we have. They have a coupon in there. I'm coming to use my coupon. So anyway, so the idea is that it almost doesn't matter how much money how much more money you make.
Mm-hmm.
You always seem to get back into impoverished unless you are ready.
Mm-hmm.
I know people who make like half of what I make, but it seems like they have more savings and they're generally less stressed about money than I am.
Yeah, they seem happier.
You know
and
what?
at ease.
Yeah.
Recently, I attended a workshop.
Was it yours?
No.
Okay.
On budgeting and things like that. And this man was giving an example of a certain man where they would travel out. He was a driver.
Yeah.
They would travel out, but what that man did was he would save all the money he was given. He was not sleeping
you mean from
in luxurious.
school?
No,
from work and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
He wouldn't sleep in the luxurious places. And by
He mean find an auntie who lived there, buy
Yeah.
a chicken and go stay at her house. Yeah.
By a certain period, this man would always wonder, and he was kind of a director. Yeah, he would wonder, but where do you take your money? After a while, just discovered the man had built flats. And
The driver.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he was like, this guy has done more than I have done.
Yes.
And yet
Yeah.
I probably earned 10 times more.
Yes,
than he was earning.
yes,
Yeah.
and so that's that man wanted to get out of impoverished. You see, and that's the thing. It's like I think we need to get out of the scope that my salary is my end all be all, and it's going to be my savior. Yes, of course, if you make a certain type of salary, it is going to help. So what I want you to do, okay, and today's conversation is quite free-flowing. So if you guys have some comments, I really do want to hear everybody's comments. Check us out on Facebook. You can send a WhatsApp to whatever the number is. But today's getting out of impoverished for next year, okay? So getting your and we're not even going to call it a resolution. It's about being prepared for next year's finances, your New Year's for next year. So one of the things is, guys, this year, we're closing the year, okay? And for me, this has been one of the fastest years of my life, I think. Maybe I'm just old, Philia.
They tend to go fast.
Monty, when you reach that 35 peak, 35, 36. It's all the same. Still a millennial.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, when you the year is ending, and I think it provides us, the good thing about the year end is because things start to slow down, it really gives us a good time to sort of take an inventory of both the positive and the negative and the harmful financial decisions we've made and been part of throughout the year. Okay?
Right.
And to really decide what is important. I was talking to my aunt the other day, and she was like, I have so many dresses and shoes, but have I been living a quality life? And she lives overseas. She lives in Switzerland. Hand moves. And she was like, I buy so many dresses, shoes, bags, expensive ones. But she's saying, but then sometimes I think to myself, this bag would have got me halfway to Zambia, or on a good vacation, or for her, traveling with family and spending quality time with family is very important.
Yeah.
So she's like, I've just decided enough with the dresses and the shoes and the bags. That money can go towards better family vacations. Possibly finishing the family vacation home so that we've got a place to go. So those are the things that are like this for her is improving her quality of life.
Sure.
So what I want you to do is I want you to look at your decisions in the past year and say, this was good, this was really bad, this was actually harmful because it's not working in the path of my, not even happiness, but in what is important to me financially in terms of quality.
But how has been your year this year in terms of online?
I've barely been online shopping this year because I had to finish my house. But next year I'm back. I am back, Amazon. We are friends again. You know what, Dario?
I was just checking.
Throw your homie. I was like, okay, yes. Amazon, we are back next year. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, every extra I had was going into that house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it was important for us to move into this house and stop paying rent. And that was a smart money decision I made from the beginning. Actually, last year I said, no matter what, this year I'm moving into my house.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So okay. So we've got to take inventory, and it's really a perfect time to plan for upcoming financial year's decisions. So let's look at a review of this past year, and let's look at a hand. There's some questions I want us to be able to ask ourselves. First of all, did we maximize our NAPSA and any sort of pension contributions? Did you just do the bare minimum? Did you just close your eyes because the company said, oh, we'll pay, 5% and you'll pay 5%, and you say, oh, that's great, good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did you say, oh, my company's got a private pension where they pay whatever it is, 2%, and I pay 2%. Did you think about saying, hey, let me actually say to my company, can I increase to 3 or 3.5%, even if you continue putting in the regular 2 or 2.5%?
Right.
Did you do that? Yeah. If you didn't, that's something you might want to consider for the upcoming year.
Yeah.
If you have children, did you start making contributions, for example, to their Imiticula account, to their child? Some companies even have child pension, to their child insurance, to whatever. Did you make the maximum contributions? Or did you say, Cavmont Bank says that for an Imiticula account, I can put even 50 kwacha every month, and all I put was 50 kwacha every month?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Things to consider.
So there's always room for more.
Yes. And then what about any debt you might have? Did you pay it down? Did you consider lowering your higher interest debt? Did you consider consolidating so that you're paying one debt amount instead of a lot of little debts? Or did you go and use your house and refinance it with one organization and get a personal loan from Cavmont and get another home loan from Cavmont, and then you've got like 3 different debts running? Or did you plan that debt to work in your favor? Or was it to, buy, a vacation?
Spend on consumables.
And consumables that won't even work. Or did you use that debt for something that will be an investment in your life?
I think those are sobering questions.
Yeah.
They really are,
Yeah.
because you know what? In that moment, you'll be like, oh, yes, great. I went to Cavmont Bank and I got 150,000 and it's a personal loan, unsecured.
Yeah.
Great. They're going to take it out within 5 years, and that's great. But the question is, what did you do with that money? Do you do you and your spouse have just a whole bunch of new leather shoes and bags? No, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And a big TV in the house.
Yeah.
And then now you can't even afford the cable TV because your big TV took up any money. I mean, these are real questions that we often, I think even as we're sitting here, and I'm sort of asking you guys the same questions.
Oh, yeah.
Is your emergency fund fully funded to cover 3 to 6 months worth of expenses without changing your lifestyle? Currently, mine is back.
It's
Yes,
back.
well, I decided to just take some funds I had into a fixed deposit, and I'm not going to touch it for like 1 year.
Okay.
Or
that's
2,
good.
if I can, yeah.
If I
But
can.
I mean, these are questions. Do we
Yeah.
have adequate emergency fund where we don't have to be stressed or worry for 3 to 6 months? Then I want you to ask, have you taken steps to increase your investment, your high earning investment, and maybe reduce on investment that's not working for you? You know, and when I say high earning, doesn't mean you have to make it doesn't have to be a high risk big time, but sort of like your most quality investment. And there's some investment sometimes it's just not working. You know, some people, it's like, let me get a side gig or let me invest in a shop. And that shop's been running for 6 or 7 months and you've not made 1 penny from it. Not even, the ngways you put in, the kwachas you put in are never coming back. They don't even hit. You don't even, sort of meet the black, You're never in the black. You're just constantly in the red. So it's like, is that an investment worth keeping? Or is it time to look at other possible investments that will actually make you some money? Like the taxi driver you're talking about, Dario, who built flats. Maybe that was an investment that worked for him.
Oh, yeah.
So I want everybody to start really asking themselves, and as we look forward to the new year, one of the first things you may want to prioritize in your calendar is even your contributions to your savings, your contributions to your pension, your contributions, even your private pension fund, maybe your contributions to your NAPSA, all these things, your contributions to your children's education, your contribution to your children's savings, all of these things are cash money that you will be able to use in the future.
Yeah.
So obviously, the more you, however you decide to contribute, bottom line is the more you contribute, the more you're going to have.
Okay, great. So maybe we take a break quickly,
let's take a quick
and
break.
then we will be right back. So
All
stay
right.
tuned to Radio Christian Voice.
This is the Cavmont Smart Money Show. Welcome to it in case you're just tuning in. And we have Chill in the studio.
Yes. So we are talking about checking ourselves from the last year and also looking at how can we get out of our impoveration and improve our financial well-being next year to do the things of quality that we want to be able to do, all right? So we are live on the Cavmont Bank Facebook page. So if you've got any comments, questions, anything you'd like to add, please feel free, because I think this is a conversation. We've just gone through a few questions that we can all ask ourselves and check ourselves. And it does not matter where in life in terms of salary scale you are on. All those questions are relevant, and they're relevant to all of us. One of the things, though, one of the great things, guys, about saving in like increasing your contributions monthly to your pension or to your emergency fund or whatever, is that if you're in a lower bracket, if you're in a lower tax bracket, that money you're saving actually goes into savings. What we often don't remember is the minute we go into a higher tax bracket, we end up paying more taxes. So have you ever found that sometimes your raise looks great on paper, but after...
No, the cuts.
After our beloved...
Deductions.
Yeah, we call them deductions, or we just say after our beloved, tax agency takes what is rightfully theirs, you find that, hey, how did my raise only be 1,000 kwacha or 500 kwacha? You know what I mean? Meanwhile, on paper, it looked like it was so much more. So imagine, though, if you took that, even if it was that 500 kwacha raise, you took that 500 kwacha raise and put it in a high earning, like pension account. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
You're sort of making your money back. Then one of the things is we have to look at personal performance is huge, because what I want you to do is now, when you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do for the next coming year, you should write it down as almost like a performance management for yourself. Write it down. There's lots of online tools, and you tick, so that next year when we have this conversation, you tick and say, yes, Chill, this was like this, or no to yourself. And it's not from, it's for you yourself, okay? And I mean, Chill, you'd say, yes, this I did, this I didn't do, this was harmful for me financially, or this was really positive for me financially. So some of the things I want you to do real quick, and a couple of tips to make sure that you'll be financially fit in 2019. Guys, financially fit in 2019.
Yep.
Right.
Not just everything else.
2019 and
forward, yes, but we start in
that's right.
2019.
Yeah.
Number one, I want you to always choose your accounts and solutions after asking yourself what you are saving for, all right? If your answer is something short-term like a vacation or a new car, then I want you to stick with products that are built into your short-term goals, all right? These includes, like shorter high interest earning bank accounts, things like that, right? But if your goal is for long term or like retirement, then I want you to choose a product that will give you sort of, the interest may not be as quick, but over time, it will be much,
significant.
Yeah, much more significant. Rudolph used to always tell us about government bonds, and we've got Nathan that will be joining the show from January. And government bonds, or even if you come to Cavmont Bank, don't put your fixed deposit for 3 months. You put it for 364 days. Because you see, you're going to get a lot more money from just that. Yeah, exactly, from just that 3 months. And then the great thing is, this is actually a really good time because the rates tend to be going up a little bit. If you get the Cavmont Bank Smart Money Cavmont Bank market report every day into your email address by 6 a.m., you're going to see how the rates are going up. And if you're smart about it, you'll be like, this is my time to put my, 100,000 kwacha, my 10,000 kwacha, my 50,000 kwacha, whatever it is, because if I put it in for a year, I'm going to get a lot more money out of it than if I just put it in for 3 months or 6 months.
That's right.
So just before we wrap up, so then I want everyone to know is cost is key. You're an investor. So what I want you to do is look at investments that will be high yielding, but also reducing on investment costs. There are investments that are extremely high yielding, but they also cost you a lot of money to get there. So it's like, before I even start to make a buck out of this, how much am I actually going to gonna put into this. You know what I mean? The other
Right.
thing, we've only got a couple more. The other thing is, I want you to pay off any high interest debt that you have. High interest. A mortgage tends to be lower interest, okay? Yes, personal loans tend to be higher interest. This is why I say when you come and get your personal loan from Cavmont Bank, I want you to do something smart with that personal loan that's going to it's going to be an investment for you. Look, education is an investment. To some people, a car might be an investment because it can give us business and give us revenue, or it makes it cheaper for me to get to work or whatever I'm doing. So I want you to see, maybe you use that money to start your side gig. It's not a business loan, but it's your side gig where for that moment, your side gig doesn't exist, and therefore you can't come and get a startup loan or something, but you can use that money as long as you're getting a salary from somewhere else to start your side gig. So I want you to pay off the high interest loans and then come to Cavmont Bank and get a lower interest loan, because some people go to organizations where the rate is just insane. Okay, and you're thinking, wow, I know maybe they don't ask a lot of questions, but is it worth it from the money you're forking out? Then make sure you have a fully funded emergency fund. I always tell you, rule of thumb, you must be able to survive for 3 to 6 months without your life changing. Even better, 6 to 12 months, all right? And then make it automatic. Get to your nearest Cavmont Bank and say, take these things out of my account automatic on this day that I get paid. I won't even see it. By the time you're checking to see if you've been paid, it's already been removed out of your account.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Is that a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
Okay.
So we'd like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Cavmont Bank. Ingrid will be back on Monday for our radio and Facebook viewers. For those on Diamond TV, we hope you're enjoying the show, and we look forward to having some input from you. Please make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So everybody have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and we will see you next year. And more from Cavmont Bank. Take it easy.